Hi and welcome back, and Heart of Darkness. That is actually a clever reference to Africa. So I guess they were trying to draw parallels with the Congo. And actually, that is something you can hear in the monologue you get here. It's sort of like the heart of the... What's the... Apocalypse Now, that's it. That's the movie I'm thinking of, where a guy goes into the Congo to find Al Pacino. No, it's Marlon Brando. I'm getting my facts all wrong today. But yeah, a guy goes to assassinate some guy in the jungle. And he finds Marlon Brando there, quoting poetry and reciting monologues. You're nothing but an errand boy. You're nothing but an errand boy. Oh, I'm sorry. I just found out I can't do a Marlon Brando impression to save my life. Maybe if I shove some like cotton balls in my mouth or something. I'm sure some Marlon Brando fans would want me to shove something else in my mouth at this point. I'm not knocking on. I'm just having a bit of a joke here. And of course we see this Jedi S here, who I do remember does appear in episode 3 when the Jedis are killing off. When we have a Jedi killing montage. And I will admit, this level kind of looks strange. Oh, and by the way, the draw distance of the PS2 isn't helping. Like, if you're not familiar with a draw distance, it's like how far you can see the level. And you can barely see it. Maybe they were going for like an intentionally foggy type of environment. Ooh, and here we see these creatures. Now these creatures, yeah, I don't need to tell you, just stay away from them. Stay away from them as you shoot them, and you should be just fine. I will say they're very strong, however. Like, yeah, granted, if you stay away, they shouldn't be too much of a problem. But if they hit you once, you're dead. They're that strong. And of course, you recognise these guys from Star Wars Episode 2, where there's like an arena scene where they have to fight off these guys without lightsabers. And yeah, that's a pretty cool scene actually. And I do like this theme. It's very jungly. It's very tropical. It does feel like you're in a harsh swamp, like Platoon or something. I love the smell of Bamford in the morning. It smells like victory. What is Bamford anyway? Yeah, I just thought of that. I've heard the phrase Bamford fodder. So I thought Bamford was a weapon like cannon. You know, cannon fodder, Bamford fodder. But I've also heard the phrase on a wild Bamford chase. So is it an animal or a weapon? Or is it both? Who knows?
Nice work. Just one more.
Anyway, those creatures were really cool. I guess in episode 2 we're trying to do a bit of a callback to the scene in Return of the Jedi where Luke fights the big creature in the pit, and I've forgotten his name. Oh, but you know what I mean. You know, Jedi's fighting monsters without lightsabers and all that exciting stuff. Although to sound like a broken record, again they use too much CGI in that movie. Like if they'd used animatronics to create those monsters, it would have been so much more effective. Or a mix of the two. Look Jurassic Park. You know, again, I'm sounding like an old man, but they do use too much CGI in movies nowadays. But, but Jurassic Park is a good example, because they used CGI when they had to use CGI, and these practical effects to get, a better effect. But anyway, actually, when I think about it, this level is kind of related to Jurassic Park. We're in a very subtle, very hostile environment. We're in the heart of darkness. And I should point out, Heart of Darkness, that was the old term for Africa, or the jungles of Africa. I guess the idea was that it was a pretty harsh place. I guess it is, lots of wild animals, exotic diseases. It's, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the jungle either. We've got savings. Yeah, I do like the random sayings they say, but actually, I'll stop there for a second. I think I would actually like to go on holiday and see like a jungle. It would actually be like a really cool thing to do, or a rainforest. But saying that, I suppose it would be very expensive, and if you want to get the real experience, you would have to go like deep into the jungle, and whatnot. Then even so, like if you go into the jungle, there's no guarantee you're going to see any wild animals. Yeah, in fact, you're probably better off staying in the savannah. You know, you get to see some lions sleep, hooray, and some elephants. I like elephants. It's kind of random, but they're one of my favourite animals. You know, that and dogs, probably. Yeah, just elephants and dogs. I want to make a dog elephant. A dog-elephant, if you will. That'd be really cool. Or an Ellie wolf. I don't know what you would call it. Oh, speaking of which, we have this Jedi here. Don't know her name. Probably has a backstory in the expanded universe. Good for her. Oh, speaking of which, like I said, with those big creatures, because they have such a high physical attack, you know, keep your Jedi away from them, because they will take it down in one hit. But anyway, something I do know about this character species, I don't know her name, but someone, you know, a friend of mine who knows more about the Star Wars universe told me this, is that her species are essentially horse, which is a kind of sad thing to say. Yeah, because you might recognise there was like in Return of the Jedi, there were like green versions of her species that act as sort of dancers. Although for all I know, it could be something, you know, a different species altogether. But that's all I know, really. Giant flowers. Oh, you see, an actually got me. Just a couple of swings and I'm out of there. But anyway, leave this up to the troopers, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and something I will say is that something you might notice about that Jedi is that she uses 2 lightsabers, you know, dual wielding the motherfuckers, and that's pretty cool. I mean, something I didn't point out is that if Jedi has 2 lightsabers, they usually have a really good reach, which is really useful. And in fact, Darth Maul's in this game, and his double-ended lightsaber is actually really good because he's got such a long reach. But anyway, I'll probably be showing that off later anyway. I mean, he doesn't appear in the story, but I plan to do an extra video and showing off all the hero characters and the extra levels in the game. But anyway, back to this level. I'm using the shock trooper to take out the turrets. Like I said, you know, use these guys for specific missions. And another piece of tactical advice here. Hold on, just taking out these tanks here. And we'll be seeing those tanks later on. But anyway, another good piece of tactical advice. Ooh, I'm all over the place today. But another piece of advice, yeah, use those droids. I think before I just really ignored them, which was really stupid of me. Really, you know, use them. And again, when I first played Star Wars Battlefront 1, I think I saw these soldiers as disposable. Really, like I got a soldier, he's run out of ammo. I would actually respawn to get a new soldier with new ammo. But really, it's worth keeping them alive. Oh, here's a tactic I sort of used unintentionally, but actually worked out. See, I destroyed one of their enemy tanks, and like a new one spawned in. And the thing is, if an enemy vehicle is empty, you can actually hijack it for yourself. Now, you would think with all the advanced technology, they would have some sort of DNA recognition. And hells, yeah, I really like this now because I can just take out that damn bug. I can take out the turrets fairly easy. So yeah, a good tip, use enemy vehicles. And I do like the design of this tank. It's very reminiscent of the sort of prototype World War I tanks you might have seen in history books or history documentaries, if I'm honest. So, war is hell, and life's a bitch and you die. Yeah, I believe that's how it goes. So anyway, like a really fun mission. We're on a hostile alien planet, a good theme. I mean, granted, you know, this planet was only seen in the movies for like a split second, so it's not really significant. But yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, it's an alien forest, pretty cool. And also, I do like this monologue here. It shows that, you know, that they did have some regrets about betraying the Jedi, or as they say, defending the Empire. But yeah, that's a good little insight into the clone troopers.